What's up, guys? Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're doing good. Today, we're going to continue on with our no resets speed run. So we'll do a brief summary of where we're up to and what happened last time, and then we'll jump into it. But first, just quickly post in the Discord, sorry, to make sure everybody knows we're live. There. Okay, we're done. Right, so on this run, just checking the streams up everywhere. Boom, boom, boom. Right, we're good. Okay, so on this run, we're basically doing a regular speedrun where we create a new character and we play on a random seed. However, instead of restarting if something goes wrong or if we get like bad RNG or something, we're just like forcing ourselves to play it out. Which means that even using speedrun strats, it could still wind up being quite a long run. But doing this is basically going to allow us to practice all of the points of the run. Let me just get the stream going and that. Sorry, so get the timer going. But yeah, it's going to allow us to practice. Hey, what's up, Xavius? He's got ads. Right, I'm going to move this timer. That's one thing that I actually forgot to do before I went live. I'm moving the timer. Yeah, so basically, last time we basically did the first 3 bosses, but something went horrifically wrong where we had to, ordinarily would have started all over again, where we lost our spawn bed whilst doing the the bone mass fight, which sent us back to the beginning of the game again. But because we're doing a new no resets run, we just had to do a corpse run all the way back there. But we got it done, so that's where we're at. What's up, Xavier? How's it going, man? Thanks for stopping by the stream. What's up, engineers? I'm doing good, thanks, mate. Yeah, ads are annoying, right? Let's just jump into it. I don't have a super long time to play tonight, but I'm hoping we can at least get a few hours in to our run. I have some ideas. Oh. Oh shit, I didn't. Hang on. I didn't set the timer to be where we were at last time. I did, however, let me just find what time we're up to. I did, however, find that weird Windows shortcut that always screws us over when I have a fresh install of Windows, and then I forget about it every time. You're very much drunk on a bottle of tequila and 3 double cheeseburgers. Nice. Now that sounds like a night. I'm good, thanks, man. Right, okay, where did we go to? I just gotta find the time that we paused it at the end of the run. I'm getting ads on my own channel. I need to get Prime on my main channel. I have Prime on my alt channel. Right. Boom, 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 boom. Not, what's it called? Not Prime. Premium. Now I'm being confused because I'm watching live chat replay. Okay, I see it. I feel kind of like I'm shouting. Okay, it was 4:58:50. So 4:58:50. If I do this, boom. Right, so my plan is basically to spend this session trying to like find and get everything we need for Yag. All the totems. Oh shit. Let's not do that. And maybe even try and find a model location. Did we not get that? We didn't get that. What's up, Regent? Thanks for the stream, mate. Hope you're doing good. Just waiting for my stamina to recharge a bit. Alright, dude. I was thinking about going for that corpse run, but maybe it's worth it. Oh god. Oh no, it's definitely not worth it. We could just bail on this, honestly. We'll have all the essential items. It's just leather that I'm not sure about. Might be worth trying to recover. So yeah, the stuff that's there is basically from when we got sent back to spawn and we forced ourselves to come back because we're doing no resets. Could maybe consider taking that, although it's not gonna be that big of a deal, honestly. You may just have to say this is lost. Okay, that'll do. I'll just take that leather. That's it. Okay. So let's just get out of this swamp for now. Yeah, on the previous stream, I was wearing these headphones that are really good. But they're like really, really isolating. Like I can't hear shit outside of the headphones. Can't hear anything going on. Which I like. But I notice whenever I stream with them, it just sounds like I'm shouting. It's because obviously I can't hear shit. So I'll change to these ones so I can actually hear my own voice. So I'm not yelling all the time. Although now I feel like I am yelling because I'm like hyper aware of my own voice right now. We'll get used to it. Oh god, that's not good. Yeah, so it used to be a thing back in the day when I was speedrunning Valheim all the time. And because at the time when the game had like 5 bosses, the record got pretty short. we would reset a lot. Things were getting pretty tight. And even still to this day, like, you know, when you're grinding this game for a good time, there's a bunch of things that totally make sense to do a reset on. Let me get my bow out. But anyway, you know, I think sometimes when you just see runners do stuff, it's not super clear why. Oh, there was... Oh my god. The one behind him came as well, and I couldn't see him because he was hiding behind the first Desquito. This never used to be a thing back in the day. Yeah. Maybe we can actually use this now because we've got we kited so many enemies away now. We could use some of this stuff. Yeah, to the point of what I was saying. No, I feel like sometimes with the resets, it kind of seems like you're just resetting too much. Like, why would you reset on this? Why would you reset on that? You know what I mean? And I always used to say that, oh, like, someday we'll just do some no reset runs. So you guys can see that, like, it'll only become apparent if we do, like, loads of them. But, you know, if you just don't reset, even a run where you do everything great can still be mega long. You know what I mean? It's like some of the RNG can be so bad. That's not good. But yeah, obviously, you know, some deaths are more, some resets are more obvious than others as to why it would be a big deal. Like having your spawn reset. That happened to us. I was kind of thinking we might be able to kite this wraith into something else, but this is kind of an issue right now. I can't even like sort my inventory out. There we go. Okay, he killed the Desquito, but it also took quite a bit of damage. Come on, Desquito. Do us a solid. That's good. Oh god. I only equipped by accident. Okay. That was pretty good in the end. So let's just see what's an issue here. We don't need this. We don't need this. Should definitely take that. We only really need one of those. We should take those. We need those. Don't really need that, but it's worth a take. Should take that. We don't need all that. Should take that. We should take that. Those aren't really that important. Wishbone, I don't know, it's not a big deal, but we can take it anyways. Right. Good. What's up, Snazzy? Don't see Wraith versus Deathkeeper very often. True. True. I'm just coming this way because I know I stashed a bit of iron over here I'm thinking about taking. Not a super big deal. Either way, to be fair. I shouldn't use this. These arrows. I should save them. Let's get all my stuff where I kind of expect it to be as well. How's the Deathless Room going, Snazzy? Still pretty heavy, though. I think I'm just going to leave him for now. I've got plans for that sort of thing. Just aware that fueling. Yeah, so I'm gonna basically work towards getting Yag and modder progression done. Just like if we're gonna at least find the locations, maybe get the totems. And whilst doing that, I'm gonna go for like Grade War Fires and Finewood, because I realized there's a couple of issues with the first stream, with part one. One was that I kept getting the frickin' annoying Windows pop-up thing. You guys did actually see it on screen because I'm using like game capture instead of display capture, but certain Windows shortcut. It's like a nightmare sometimes. Oh my god, dude. Went straight through his legs. What the fuck is happening right now? This, okay, that's the luckiest deer ever. Yeah, that kept like screwing us over. And the other was that there was a point, so sometimes when I do troll caves, the amount of loot that can actually be in the chest in the troll caves is really, really random. But it can be actually so heavy. Like if you get super lucky, you're also going to have the problem of having a lot of weight, extra weight to deal with. So if I have like a large stack of wood or something, I'll like drop it on the ground and pick it up on the way out. And I actually forgot to pick up all the fine wood that we found. We had loads of fine wood. So, rip to the fine wood. But I was thinking that, to be fair, we've still got sort of 2 mid-game bosses to find. think I'm actually gonna maybe attempt to sleep. I don't know. Maybe not. We've only got 3. Oh, we've got some good arrows though still. So yeah, like we still need to do this, like tons of exploration. I feel like we can just delay any kind of portal / little mini base that we would do. And just do it later. And hopefully we can just like find that fine wood as we explore. I'd rather try and get it in a shipwreck as we explore than stop and farm for it. I should have just dodge rolled that. I didn't notice it was coming at us until way too late. What's up, Mike? Just started a new playthrough to try to break me away from building addiction. Darren won't work, but wish me luck. Well, good luck, mate. Okay. See, this doing plains and stuff in this situation, I'm definitely a little rusty for this. Because obviously, like, what most people do is just go slower to get the root harness before you have to deal with it. But you don't need to do that. Like, you can just shoot the Desquitos. And it's obviously way faster. And you can just play, like, if you get the root harness, you get the root harness. But if you don't get it, like, don't stop to get it, you know what I mean? It's one of the, oh my god. It's one of the other things about, doing like segmented runs where we're doing the same run across multiple sessions. It's like now, just with having not played Valheim in a couple of days, I just gotta like jump in the middle of the run. Whereas when you do it in one session, it's so like crispy and warmed up by the time you get to the trickier stuff. What's up, Tetra? Thanks for stopping by the stream, mate. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, this isn't good. Water there is way too deep. Oh, this is just so fucked right now. Yeah, we might have to frickin' try and just get bonfire mats. Or, sorry, get campfire mats. Or something. We can't enter a crypt because we don't have the key. It's on our body. What's up, Scene Thornet? Stopping by. Thanks for the look, mate. I just started, so I'm probably just gonna stream for like a few hours. Just chip away at the run a little bit. It's kind of late. I had a headache and kind of felt like shit earlier, so I didn't start the stream, but I figured now I'm feeling better. I'll just get a few hours in. Probably worth getting this. There we go. Just dying there. Just kited the wraith away enough. All we really needed is little stamina boost to get out on this one corpse run. Even with like no food, it's a big difference. Unfortunately, crossing the plains at night. Oh my god, what is with these freaking Desquito aggro these days? So not gonna get aggro on the abomination. Got another Desquito in there somehow. Right. Do we still have a tombstone on the beach? I can't remember. I think we might, right? Or do we not? Or we just dropped stuff, right? Oh yeah, we did get it this next time around, didn't we? Still, we'll definitely have an extra bow or something somewhere. Probably drop some stuff we can use. I suppose did clear out quite a few Desquitos along here that don't seem to have respawned. Something that I think Snazzy brought up in chat last stream. That it's funny that I never said anything and someone else just brought it up. I think it was Snazzy. Because I remember for ages saying this and I feel like nobody believed me. But I swear, you know what? We might be able to get a bed down here just with what we've got right now. Oh, we definitely can. Desquitos for sure only used to spawn in ones. You know what I mean? For sure. And somewhere along the line, it's like now they can just spawn directly on top of each other. And that makes a massive difference. especially when you don't have like a root harness or whatever. I think the timer's so much better under the camera, isn't it? When we started the last stream, the part of the overlay that we used for the dev streams was still on with the keyboard. I kind of just left it to see if people liked it. It was basically where the timer is now. So that's why the timer's in the bottom right, because it's where the timer always used to be on the streams. I feel like the overlay is so much cleaner right now. Okay. There is potential for a little bit of fine wood in this village, but it's such a small amount. I don't think it's going to be worth it for us. I think our current best option for killing a Desquito, if we have to, is fire. We should start dropping stuff that we don't really need now, so we don't have to think about it when we get to our stuff. Oh! I was literally looking at chat. At least we got a bed down. Yeah, I like where you have the timer today. Better feng shui. True. Mm-hmm. What's up, cheers? Yeah, I've kind of decided I was trying to focus on videos for a while, but frankly, like, with I've trying to been focusing on big video projects, but whenever I have like health issues that slow me down, I just feel like it's really hard to chip away at these video projects. It's taking like forever. So I've decided I'm just going to focus on streaming for a while. I'm still going to make videos. I'm just going to make like a lot less. I know I still haven't released a video in ages either, but I'm going to get the big one done that I've been working on. Dude, it's because the fucking... Oh my god, bro. It's because there's fucking two right next to each other. Right, we killed one. We might have just got the other one just about. But yeah, I was just thinking about it, you know, recently. I just want to stream more, ultimately. So you're going to start seeing a lot more of me on the streams. I don't think I'll be able to do like every day necessarily. Unless we just did like a short stream. Like only ever do short streams. But we're going to do a lot more streams. My plan is to actually stop talking so much inside baseball on stream. I just have a terrible habit of just yapping. I think we got him, right? It really did look like it. Yeah, I'm gonna start under promising and over delivering. And just doing more streams and easier videos for a bit. I'm out of wood, annoyingly. Might be able to lose him maybe though. Yap is good by the mute streamers. Yeah, I agree. I just feel like an ass when sometimes I'm not really like, oh, why is there so many mosquitoes on top of each other in the same spot still? Oh my god. Yeah, I just feel, I know like nobody really cares about it, you know, and whatever, but I just feel like an ass when I just start thinking out loud on stream, and then I start saying, oh, I'm going to do this video and that video, and this is like what my plan is, and then I always feel like there are people expecting whatever I said. But the reality is, there probably isn't. Just a few people, maybe. Literally came out of nowhere, right? This little spot is so bad. This is one thing that, like, you know, if we had made sure we had the harness before we came, and we had just a little bit more meat, probably wouldn't be happening. But I still can't bring myself, even on a run like this, where it's like less about just trying to get a competitive time and just, you know, more about the challenge slash practice. I still can't make myself just like stop at the beginning of the run and just do lots of prep without any progression, because it's just wrong. And I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it. Just need to practice doing it my way. That's the plan. That's what I've decided. I'm gonna keep doing these no reset. Well, let's not do what literally I just said that I wouldn't do. We'll start getting too far ahead of ourselves with these so-called plans. But right, well, we could probably kill at least one of them. Oh god. We can tank one shot when we've got corpse run. The problem is they're just fucking everywhere, man. There we go. We can kill that one. Oh my god, I didn't roll. I was out of stamina. Well, we're getting rid of these Desquitos gradually. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do is just... we'll see how I feel after doing one no resets run, if I like it. I'm just going to do some no resets / sort of light resets speedrun sessions until I feel good about my approach. Because I always feel like with speedrunning this game, I've always had like a really good approach. It's just I play things less safe than basically anybody. And don't practice that much. Because I only ever stream what I do, you know what I mean? And obviously, I also can't bring myself to do it and not talk to chat. It's the only reason I'm here, is to talk to chat, really. I like yapping and playing Valheim. I'm just going to get the wood and stuff, I've decided. This is nice, actually. Maybe I can get this neck. Okay. Yep, we're doing 7 boss, yeah. No resets. So, no matter how terrible it goes, we are playing this seed out. And it started pretty good. It was literally my first run attempt in months. So it's been going pretty bad. But the funny thing is about doing like a a run like this in like a series is when it starts to go bad, it just becomes a challenge run. Kind of just gets harder every time. We were like around the 3-hour mark doing bone mass. And I lost my bed during the fight. Whoa! Whoa, 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 no! I thought I got the dodge, but he did a weird double lunge thing because he was stuck on something. Thought I got him. Haven't been here in years, I think. What's the world record for Valheim nowadays? It's sub 8 now for 7 bosses. I probably should focus up a bit more when we're in the plains. I'll read chat a little bit less. Even though I've been saying this exact same thing for years. Oh, hey. Nice one. Thanks so much for the raid, Trust. You're legend, mate. You're legend. Welcome. What were you up to? Appreciate that, man. How do you fight Farder in a speed run? That motherfucker is hard with full gear and pots. Well, you kind of just fight him, to be honest. There's not a particularly crazy strat. You just have to get good at the fight. Thanks for the raid, Trust. Just Vikings are here to support your cause. Nice raid message, I like it. Did some silver, some iron, emptied some fueling villages. Nice, dude. Sounds good. Well, I appreciate the raid. Hope everyone had a good time. I created a plains farm. Nice, nice. I really should do an actual normal Valheim playthrough. I don't think I've done one on the channel since the game came out. I've started a few. But I should actually just do it. I do want one of these. I'm just gonna go back to our bed. It's getting night time, innit? I keep trying to plow ahead in the interest of time. But when we have nothing, we're very light gear. It's not doing us any favors at this point. Yeah, so for anyone that may have missed the part 1, in the last stream we did kill the first 3 bosses, but we also lost our bed and got sent back to the middle again and had to make our way back to Bone Mass to get our stuff. And then we we left it there. And so this stream we started off just leaving the swamp basically right here. And we haven't made any armor or anything yet. So we are getting kind of smashed by these mosquitoes. But I think in fairness, sort of gotten undoubtedly lucky. Sorry, undoubtedly unlucky with the amount of double mosquito spawns we've been dealing with. It's kind of nuts. Mosquito should be a boss at this rate. True. It's funny, like, for where they appear in the game. Well, I suppose they're fine for where they appear in the game, but obviously with how the random generation works, even in a normal run, when you're new to Valheim, mosquitoes can feel like OP because they're all like ridiculous seeds where you can just walk for like 10 minutes from spawn and run into a plains. In fact, I was just thinking the first Valheim server I played on was like that. And I think that is still the seat. That is actually our build server, right? It's like that, isn't it? Still the same server. You basically like just leave. I think it's like the first black forest on the seed, and there's just the plains right there. Okay. Man, I feel like the aggro range is kind of crazy too. Nice. Oh. They just keep spawning in the same places, man. Over and over again. This is like the most mosquitoes I think I've ever encountered in one like 100-meter square. Look at this. It's just like this square. How many have we killed? Like 5 or something. Poggy.
Nick, so good to see you. I've missed your streams, my man. You are still the legend.
Oh, thank you so much. Fine. For the $19.99 super chat, you legend. Thank you so much for supporting the content, keeping the dream alive. I missed you guys as well. You know, that's one of the big reasons why I'm doing this right now. Thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. GG Sensei Plays, appreciate that. I feel like I am blessed with the best community on the internet. And fine, I've been a member of that community for a long time, mate. Yeah, it's legitimately why I'm here. I've done a lot of soul searching. Fucking hell, feels like the last couple of years, really, but certainly last 12 months. What's the personal revelations of health discoveries and whatnot? Thinking more about what I want to do here. And, you know, I like streaming because I get to talk to our chat. To you guys. I've only recently found Valheim and the community, but it's been fabulous. Yeah, man, it's such a good community. It really is. I'm going to be playing other games more as well. I'm definitely going to be doing more stuff with the streams that, you know, probably it's not going to be the stuff that necessarily gets the most viewers on our streams, but like I'm going to be doing, that was good, by the way. That was nice. People really like watching the Valheim speedrun stuff, and I do like doing it, but if I'm going to stream a lot more, I can't just only do this, you know what I mean? We're going to be throwing in some other games, because one of the other things I was thinking about, some of my fondest memories streaming are just like me playing whatever game I was waiting for years on stream. And the one downside of doing Valheim stuff is just like, I haven't done that in a long time, and I'm going to start doing more of that as well. I'm literally doing what I said I wouldn't do on a chat. I'm just hopeless. See, this guy's just gonna aggro, is my issue. I do have poison arrows, though. I think this is what we do. Oops. Man, it's crazy how bad the crude bow is. I think it's aggroed, though. It's just gonna kind of wind up a bit. Oh, man, it's coming on such a weird approach there. It's going so high. When all else fails, talking's a good healer. People don't talk enough. Yeah, people don't talk enough. I've always been a big talker, to be honest. Always. Frankly, I think I've probably... Death Mosquitoes, yep. I think, I don't know. I probably talk too much for some people's liking. But it's like one of my favorite things. Like if I'm gonna hang out with a friend, I know, like, I feel like not all of my friends feel this way. They'd rather just actually do something. But I'm like the most excited to just talk. And I'm normally, I like try and tell everybody in my life exactly how I feel about stuff. And I feel like I'm like, sometimes I'm the one that I'm trying to pull how other people feel out of him. I want to know. Make sure everyone's doing good. We just gotta keep doing what we've been doing with at least getting I think we need at least to be able to do a bonfire or two, don't we? And we picked up like all of the twigs. That's pretty good for now. We can do a lot with that. How often do you see a Valheim stream where they collect like a few sticks and some rocks and go, we can do a lot with this? Kind of dumb. I don't care about food that much because I just want to grab a couple of cloudberries or something. I think I'm just going to try and cut across at this point. Man, there's just death eaters everywhere though. Oh, it looks like... Oh no, I thought all of the blobs were dead. Alright. We should just get this. For the corpse run at least. And then we can definitely tank. We could probably tank a couple of hits with corpse run at this HP. From a Desquito, even naked. So maybe we can just aggro on this guy. Oh, I missed. Oh, I didn't know I had enough wood for that. Speedruns are just rock and rolls. True. That feels like really good meme potential right there. But it's kind of true. This is a lot of hammers. We're pretty heavy as well, aren't we? We don't really... Okay, that's good enough for now. Right, just doing that just because I want the buff, obviously. I want this there. I'm gonna have to change to poison arrows, really. Right, and now we're good. We can make it across these plains finally. So this is... We already looted that camp. So we're done here, basically. Ooh. We definitely get that. No question about that. We ain't gonna be going back to middle for that, probably. I don't know, though. Should probably keep it. It's gonna be potentially worth it. Oh, I'm just gonna drop that for a bit. Dude. Well, you know what? We're good. Is that just... Is that... That's normal wood, isn't it? Yeah. Little bit of a shame. What's up, Ryan? Thanks for stopping by the stream, mate. Hope you're doing good. What did you say, like one fine wood off? We can get one fine wood easy, actually. Things are looking up all of a sudden. Right, so I'll probably cook some of that meat pretty soon. I should probably go to that plains as well, to be fair. We don't have our next boss location at the minute. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just cross. We'll slap a bed down. And we'll explore. That plains. Right. Definitely in a bit of a death loop there for a while, but things are looking pretty decent now. It's probably for the best to just immediately get a bed down, innit? It's getting kind of late as well, actually. What's the current speedrun record? MRPB? The current record for 7 bosses is sub 8. Like just under 8 hours. I haven't set a time for 7 bosses yet. My plan is to just do some Well, I'm going to see how this no reset run goes. And that will obviously just be my PB. And I'll see how I feel about it. If I feel okay about doing no reset again, I'll do another new reset. I might decide that what I actually want to do is just not a no reset. I don't know, something more methodical, but we'll see. Yeah, I should have just cooked as well at the same time, but basically, like, when Mistlands came out, that was around about the time that I started to stream less and therefore do less speedrun stuff. But I never made myself sort of slow down and be more methodical just to set any old time. I still basically tried to play a reset for a good time for early game stuff. So I've never really set a time since. I think this is kind of pointless. But with me planning on streaming more, not as bad as the vegan challenge death loop. I remember really. Are you talking about the one where we had to swim to the swamp? Because I remember that being mental. Yeah, that was ridiculous. But yeah, with me planning on coming back and streaming a lot more. I think something like this, I'm hoping that I enjoy it. I've enjoyed it so far. It's just like, you never know what's going to happen, right? And like doing it, like deciding that we don't, we don't reset. We'll see how much I end up regretting that. But something like this I think is good, you know, like if I'm going to be streaming more. And it's going to allow me to practice all the late game stuff. Ooh, I think that's good. Stone Circle. I think that's one that can have a Yag rune on it. Then again, I'm not actually sure. There's at least one of the ones that's like a full circle that actually is not one with the Yag rune. Which it looks like we might have gotten that. Yeah, this is it. It's unlucky. I would have been very surprised if that worked out. Doesn't look like there's anything good in that camp either. We do also want to find Modder. So could be worth thinking about that. Trying to keep my head on a swivel. I don't like going over ridges and stuff when we don't have armor in the plains. But yeah, there isn't anything there anyways. We would have seen that on the way in as well. So just go this way. Alright. Cross this little plains. Whoop! Speedrunning Valheim seems like it'll be even more miserable now if Icelands are Mistlands. Yeah. Kind of is. It kind of is. But, you know, that's what's also fun about it. It's just like coming up with like weird solutions to things. My hope is still that when we get 1.0, you know, the run can just be about rushing to the credits like in any speedrun, and that we can find skips and stuff. This looks kind of good. This part of the map here. Let's go in somewhere we haven't been on land, which is way faster, obviously, than having to go in the raft. I think the best part of speedrunning the first 5 bosses is that you can run into their respective biomes and kill them. Mistlands and Ashlands force you to do extra stuff, which slows you down. It's definitely a part of it. Definitely a big reason why the speedruns of the first 5 bosses were so good back in the day. It is actually not as good now, even if you choose to only you can obviously, it's still a category where you can just choose to only do the first 5, but it's still not as good as it used to be when there really were just 5. Because the world generation has been changed considerably since then. But yeah, definitely a big reason why those runs were so good is just the fact that it was possible with the RNG to just kind of like have all the bosses in a line, and you never knew that line, but you'd always play as if you were going to get that line. And that's why it worked so good. So that is part of the issue, is that you're being forced off that line now, no matter what, basically. And still, weirdly, the best runs are pretty close to being a line. It just, there's obviously less possibilities to get that kind of a path now, because the Ashlands are in a fixed part of the map. However, the number one biggest reason why the Mistlands and the Ashlands throw a spanner in the works is just that, first of all, the Queen is inside. and you need to make the key to gain access to her. Which I think a lot of people feel like they did that because of speedrunners, but I don't know if it's really the case or not. I mean, I've always been told that that's not the case by people at Iron Gate, but I don't know. Not totally convinced. And then obviously in the Ashlands, it's like, it's not so as bad as that, actually. I don't need this. However, you kind of, it's pretty similar, right? Because of what you have to do for the bell fragments. So it's, you know, and those fortresses are, they're the scuffed part about the Ashlands, because even when you're geared, like, they're a little, you know, they can be really scuffed and just weird, and you know, like the AI of the enemies in Valheim is obviously one of the like less polished parts of the game, and so you can get all this weird stuff of just like enemy spam and mob spam that's horrific. Having said that, it's not all doom and gloom, because the Ashlands, like, even though they do quote unquote sort of like ruin the run in the sense that they're just gonna be long. That's like the problem, right? There's a cave here. Hold up, this looks like a small mountain. Interesting. Yeah, despite that, they do actually make for some of the most interesting strats though. So it's a double-edged sword, because in a lot of ways they're the coolest part of the run now as well. You know what I mean? Like, I love that aqueducts can instantly, you know, basically give access to tons of iron. The forge is like basically a huge shortcut to high-end gear, because it basically doesn't require any prior crafting. You can jump straight to it. So all that stuff is really cool. I'm good actually right now. So, you know, there's all kinds of stuff that is actually cool about that part of the run as well. It's just, you know, it would be nice if we could figure something out to skip the slower stuff. But that's why I think the actual solution is probably going to be like, just we wait until 1.0. There it is. That's mad accessible. We got to go for that. That's why I think like what we got to do is just like wait till 1.0 and figure out any percent. And just make any percent a thing. We got to force any percent to become a thing as a speedrun community. You know what I mean? It may mean, you know, that we, like, obviously every category you could do like glitched or not glitched hypothetically, right? I'm gonna do this just in case we get stuck. But you know, if we can figure out some glitches or something to you know, skip, you know, huge segments so that we could get it conceivable to actually beat Valheim in like a reasonable time. And have a real any percent category where we just rush into you know, I think I'm just gonna go like that. Basically, get to the credits. Then that could be the thing. You know what I mean? Wish there are more skips built in for advanced players. Yeah, that could be cool. I hope these more boss is accessible without Ashland's items. Ooh, that's interesting. That way you can get everything you need on the way up. Yeah, that could be cool. Yes, this is right. I was confused for a moment there. Yes. I agree, chat. I agree. You know, I don't. Who knows? Like, maybe we can actually figure out, like, even if it was just like one weird, crazy glitch or a series of weird, crazy glitches that just allow us somehow to just glitch to the game to the point where all you have to do is the frickin' Deep North segment. You know what I mean? At least like Valheim. The thing with speedrunning, right? There's those like fundamental things about it that are mega important to the success of a speed game, and you know sometimes it's like not obvious unless people have been around for a long time. Not necessarily even as a runner, but just like if you've been watching speedruns a long time, or other games, and like ultimately every game like just needs like popular categories. This is actually potential for a rune. We didn't get it. Like where like it needs to be. Ultimately, people need to be seeing your quote unquote beat the game, and like you know, seeing end credits is like a not you know a way that's sort of like undeniable way of sort of saying that you did that basically. And that you know there needs to be one of those categories needs to be like conceivably you know watchable and doable within like a single stream. Otherwise it just won't become that popular as a speed game. Unlucky there that we didn't find a mod of rune. I'm trying to think if I want to go again. I kind of feel like no. I think that's GG on that. Because I don't know. Any word on a 1.0 date? Well, we know that 1.0, I think I'm going to do it. So normally, right, let me explain my logic. You know, the one thing that we didn't explore, right, is basically the one tunnel, the stairway kind of thing that went down, part of the tunnel from the entryway. In my experience, it's almost never there. The mod of Edge Vizier, you usually find it somewhere off the entrance, or if you get one of them lakes just under the ridge there. But I'm just thinking like, yeah, I mean, it's probably still possible to be deeper in, just not perhaps potentially you know usual. And considering the context of the run so far, I think this probably is worth at least a quick look. But anyway, yeah, so any word on 1.0? We know that the Deep North is 1.0. So that's all we really know in regard to 1.0. They said that. So probably this year is the answer date-wise, but we don't know anything specific. And they've not really said that much about 1.0 since saying that the Deep North is 1.0. We've only really heard them talk about it as the Deep North. I don't think we're going to get a mod of Edge Vizier here, but it's worth a check. we're having to go so deep anyways. Just... Right, it's not going to be in there. Could be down there, though. Let's do like a fall damage cancel. Oh, it's... No, that's a dungeon, and that's a dungeon. Alright, whatever. I have a sneaky suspicion that the Deep North beta will be released this week. The devs are late on the April dev update, and Ashlands was released in April. But that's my overly optimistic conspiracy theory. Sounds pretty good. As good as any theory. Oh, you know what? I am going to do this guy. We got corpse run. We do need eyes. Nice. We got eyes. Honestly, the one thing about that I just think about when I think about the Deep North being soon is just like, I have a video that I've really been struggling to get out. That's a crazy challenge video. And I don't know even if it's going to be done anytime soon. Or if I probably will finish and release it. I'm even debating whether or not I want to do that. I want to even finish it. But I should, because it would be silly not to. And so, selfishly, I just hope that it's not before that. Because I just feel like people wouldn't be happy with watching a challenge run that doesn't include the Deep North after the Deep North comes out. But at the same time, it probably doesn't really matter, right? If it comes out after... It comes out after, I guess, people, I don't know. People do runs that don't include certain bosses, I guess, you know what I mean? Oh, shit. We just get multiple Desquitos again. We did not get any dates about 1.0 during the interviews for Valcon. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the reason why we don't get dates is because they don't even know until it's ready. Because they definitely take the approach of you know, things are just done when they're done, you know what I mean? I think they learned that lesson, and I think that's good, honestly. It is better than disappointing people, and I think it's healthier for the devs. But obviously, we don't know. Oh my god, are you hearing all of these mobs? We've got like every mob type going on. We have a bag right here as well. It's gonna be a shit show. Okay. I'm going to use the stamina from this corpse run to try and help me grab these totems. Oh, autoclick was off because of my corpse run. Pretty good. I'm actually going towards that bear that I heard just in case. There he is. But it kind of sounds like we've lost them. I'm just going to keep going this way. Alright. This segment's going pretty good. Honestly, just like getting out of the swamp, getting that fine wood, and then now getting those totems, that's kind of nice. That was surprisingly easy. It didn't feel like the way my butt was clenching running out of that camp. We do not want a broken game. We know when we'll get it when it's ready. True. Well said. Well said. Yeah, what I was going to say anyway before the chaos was we know that's their approach, which is I think a good one, but we just don't know. Are they at the point where it's done and they just know when it's coming out or not? That's the only thing, right? It's always like safer to assume, oh, it's probably not done, so like who knows when it's out, but you never know. Could be ready to go. I'm just thinking we should kind of wait. Oh no, I thought I saw a shipwreck for a second there. I think what we should do is get a sleep in and go back into that plains. Oh, you know what? I'll take some of this core wood. That would actually be helpful for me right now. We could also do something with this. The fuck, bro? This troll hide. I'll drop in. I don't know though. I don't know. The odds of us crossing over. Yeah, I'm dropping it. Ichthia is just like the best for the whole run regardless. And the odds of us crossing the center of the map again are pretty slim at this point. Right, let's just... They did let slip that they recently finished recording the music for the Deep North. That's interesting. That to me doesn't scream that it's about to come out. Although it like technically doesn't really matter when you add the music. Doesn't scream that it's like ready to go. My theory has always been that it's going to be like a few weeks before Christmas. I suppose for the time being, wood arrows aren't so much of an asset. Yeah, I mean, So Snazzy asked me the other day for my predictions on this because he said he wanted to see if I was a prophet or something. That's what he said in the chat. So my guess would be around Christmas. But no one's going to release a major patch and then just disappear for a couple of weeks for the holidays. So therefore, I think they'd give themselves at least a couple of weeks to you know, work on maintenance and fixing stuff that goes wrong after launch, which is like inevitable. So like that would be my, I think, like a few weeks before Christmas, basically. But the only reason for that is because they have said sort of quite cryptically online that like somebody asked them outright on social media basically if it was going to be this year that it comes out, and they said that like they can't confirm it, but let's just say it's going to be a hell of a year for Valheim or something like that, which people are obviously taking as confirmation that it's this year, which is how I would take it too. So that's why I would say around Christmas, like a few weeks before Christmas, so they have time to maintain before they go on holiday. I also do kind of feel like that's a common thing for Iron Gate. Like, they do actually... They seem to quite often schedule things where they release a major update and then they work on it for a couple of weeks and then have time off because of they've had to work really hard, right, to get it out. However, if they hadn't said that on social media about it coming this year, I would have assumed it's just not this year. That was what my default assumption would be. You know what I mean? Just based on the fact that everything always takes longer. You know what I mean? So I won't be surprised. Game that's really complicated and all kinds of weird stuff can happen. It's almost impossible really to do like really accurate scheduling of like timescales for things, despite what anybody says. And whenever you get somebody, right, that says like, oh, that's like inexperience or whatever, right, all that really means is like they've worked at a scale enough where, you know, we're talking about just you know, cutting things and scaling things back and hiring a bunch of contractors or whatever just to kind of like crunch things and basically ruin games just to get them out the door. Whereas in reality, on a smaller scale, with small teams or, you know, solo devs or whatever, it's like let's say this is some garbage you hear like flying around all the time for advice to like indie developers these days and to newer devs and aspiring devs is just like make something that takes like a year. But like most people would know that like if it's gonna be a game that takes a year, it's tiny. Do you know what I mean? You're making a small game, really small game. And if it would start to look like it's going to be more than that small game, well, then you just scale the ideas back even more. You know what I mean? But like, Valheim's a pretty big game. Do you know what I mean? It's I don't know. I'd imagine like it could take a long time. Plus, you know, as teams get bigger, everything gets more complicated and slower. So it's just my default with any game. Just assume it's going to be way longer than anybody thinks. What's up, Catspur? Thanks for stopping by the stream. Welcome. Hope you're doing good. Evening, my favorite Valheim YouTuber. Oh, thank you. It's really nice of you to say, bud. I appreciate that. Thanks for watching the videos. We're running out of planes, but one thing about the plane segment in the speedrun, like finding Yak and stuff, can be a massive pain. The ultimate tip is just you gotta just check every nook and cranny of every planes. That's all there is to it. It's true, whenever your videos pop up in my feed of PLAINS watch. Oh, I appreciate that. Learned so much about Valheim from your stuff. Oh, thank you. I felt like that guy saw me from so far away. Whoa! Frickin' stealth Desquito. Jeez. Well, I do want to explore this swamp a little. I'd kind of I do kind of want to get bonfire mats and then use the bonfire to farm some abominations. I'm gonna put this here so I don't forget. But like we still have to check the plains. This plains is huge, by the way. I might top up our wood. No. It's getting to be a bit of a nightmare juggling everything. I'm gonna... Whoa! That was close. I was gonna drop that one fire arrow. I'm gonna pop this as well. I don't like that we're about to peek over this ridge. Oh, look, that's why. There's mosquitoes that you can't see. Let's go around. That seagull kind of... I was concerned I was about to get this mosquito there and I saw it coming out the corner of my eye. I can't stream for super long tonight, by the way, guys. Probably only got another hour in me. I started way late tonight. Because I had a bit of a headache, but if it's just a short one, it increases the chances of us being back sooner. Because it is already like 1 AM in the UK. I had a really good time on our last stream. But I did stream mega late. Streamed for like 7.5 hours on the last stream. And I was like destroyed. Oh god. I'm tangled in my headphone cable. That's not good. No. Wait, let me pause the timer. And the game. As I said it, I tried to untangle myself. I unplugged my headphones. And... welcome back, Scene Thorn. It is so hot in this room right now. But I don't want to open the door because I'll start waking people up. I may have to go no cam so I can start taking off layers. Which there's not many layers to take off. Which is why I may have to go no cam to survive this last hour. What's your current record for completing a speedrun including Ashlands? I've seen all the speedruns post. I don't currently have a speedrun time set with Ashlands. I haven't really been speedrunning much since they added Mistlands. I just had a bunch of health stuff to deal with and I wasn't streaming as much. I was focusing more on the YouTube for a while. But I'm hoping to stream a lot more this year because I just miss doing it. Which means I'm going to be doing more speedruns again. So I decided to do this no resets run where I'm doing a speedrun, but I'm not allowing myself to reset if something goes wrong. So that we can at least get our run finished. And then we'll have a time to run against to keep beating it. And yeah, I'll see if I might decide after finishing this run that I don't want to do a no resets run again. It might force myself to finish a seed no matter how bad it goes. May prove to be a horrible idea. So if I feel like I can I'll see how I feel after this run, basically. If we feel like it worked good, I'll just keep doing this until we improve our time. If not, we'll just start resetting when things go wrong again at some point. Yeah, it's definitely good to take breaks. If I remember, you did that one video explaining you need a bit of a break as well. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh. Desquito. Nice. You know what? I only did permadeath like once or something when the game was really new. And I kind of like got in. I started kind of doing the speedrun thing. You know, when kind of like nobody was really doing it. So that was like kind of the niche I just stuck with. Just that and challenge runs. And I haven't really... I haven't even really done like a normal playthrough of the game for, you know, since the really early days of Valheim. I think if I'm going to stream a lot more this year, going to do more stuff like this, but I think I just need to do just like, yeah, even like a deathless run or just even just a casual playthrough at some point. It's going to be worth doing. What's up, Angfast? Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're doing good. Valheim hot tub category. True. You just realized that the time on screen is on total. You thought that you missed a lot. No. When you showed up saying that, yeah, I had to do errands or whatever, we literally just started. But yeah, I can see permadeath being fun. Oh, we got a hard spawn. That's our final totem. Almost everything. Yeah, you know what? After this, I'll see how I feel after we've done this run. The next project might be, for the stream at least, might be to do this deathless. Maybe we could make a bit of a thing out of trying to do it first try. I literally just told myself a million times on this stream that I'm not going to do inside baseball. But I keep doing it. I keep talking about content plans. I can't help but just yap to chat. Alright, that's really good that we got that 5th totem. Those 54 tries just off stream playing always drove me insane. But I learned some more. Hell yeah. That's the way. With all things in life. Honestly, I've had a few things in my life where people have asked. Thanks for the sub on YouTube, Luke. Appreciate that, mate. You know, like, whatever. How did you learn to do this or that? Or, you know, been accused of being a natural, let's say, at certain things. It's something that people say, right? But I feel like, I don't know, I always feel like I'm kind of bad at stuff, and I just... Oh, there's still totems, but we don't need them. But I just, it's just repetition, you know what I mean? I just don't, if there's something that I'm passionate about, I just don't quit. That's it. Streaming and content creation has been the same thing. It's been mostly failures. But over like the 10 years of like attempting to do content creation online and just going nowhere with it. I mean, I made so many friends that were content creators. And, you know, none of them are content creators anymore. Even though, you know, we're still a small community now, but wouldn't have gotten this far if we gave up. I do feel like I've been massively nerfed with health issues as well the last couple of years, but I'm not going to start crashing out about personal stuff on stream again. What's up, Eyeball? Got some viral videos, more success than most. Yeah, I'd like to think so. Oh, okay, interesting. Abomination. Tell you what's not interesting though is the time of day. I mean, in game. I'm just gonna dip out, I think, and come back to this biome over here. Maybe I even head to that bed. Well, I said at the start of this stream that the plan today was to start making progress mostly on Yag, maybe some on Modder, trying to find useful things. Possibly farm a few more eyeballs along the way and night, trust mate, have a good one. For Valheim, we do have a self-promo channel. If you join Valcon. Yeah, I remember I did do the Valcon last year. I don't really do stuff outside of my own community in general. It's the only reason why I didn't participate this year. I said to Gwen, I don't know, it's been difficult over the years to balance things with health and whatnot. I need to just focus more on just my own stuff. It's hard enough. Oh my god. But yeah, when it comes to stuff like that, you know, like places, I think we're just gonna have to not do this. Yeah, I've never really, I don't know, as a content creator, like places where you can just go and do like self-promotion or whatever. I've never really found it to be a big deal, you know what I mean? It's don't get me wrong, every little helps, but ultimately it you know, if you're not in the algorithm, it doesn't really make a difference, you know what I mean? But I'm always very appreciative of there's been lots of people that have been very supportive of me, I know, online in different communities that I've had nothing to do with, where people will like post my stuff, and even people like when I did speak to everyone doing Valcon last time, and the times I've done like Jurek's podcast, they were telling me that people have been posting my stuff and talking about it, and that's awesome. I really appreciate that. But yeah, just me personally, I don't really do like post my stuff anywhere else other than my own stuff. I don't know. It's a combination of just, I feel like it doesn't really work. Or like I said, it's like a drop in the bucket if you're not in the algorithm. So I just try and focus on my own content. And also just like having done a content creation in obscurity for such a long time, I've been burnt and fucked over by so many people online in like weird Discord servers and communities and different streamers and stuff that's like, and also like weird stalkery scenarios as well, which accelerated when we did have, when people probably remember, if people are familiar with some of my more popular videos, that there was a time where some of my, like several of my videos in a big line was like in the press a lot. And one weird thing that happened as a result of that, is like I got like weird, lots more weird people in my DMs. And so yeah, all of that stuff just puts, I just tried to be in as few Discords as possible, really. It's nothing personal to anybody involved. The Valheim community is awesome. It's just like I don't like relying on other people, and I want like less vectors of approach from weirdos. Alright, maybe we can, let's get a bit more wood maybe, and then we can go towards this crypt and get a bed in that swamp, and then we can grind swamp a little bit. I relate when someone invites to join in on something, whether it be a project, party, or group of thing, I just think to myself, do I have the emotional energy to commit to anything right now? So no. Yeah. Yeah. Screw it. I think maybe we're just going to do it with the amount of wood that we have right now. Trust me, I know the algorithm. I was there writing it for Facebook. There are reasons I quit. Yeah. I can imagine. I've been a developer as well myself for years, and I fucking hate the idea of working for those companies because, yeah, you know, probably. This is fucking terrible. Right. There are a lot of people out there who have no qualms with using others online. Yeah. I hate that. What's up, Snazzy? Totally agree, it's an algorithmic world. Yeah, man. It is, unfortunately. For better or worse. Probably for the worse. But obviously, it can be helpful towards content creators if you can figure it out. Come on, game. Is he gonna do the classic Valheim thing of like we make a coffin, but it's still exposed somehow? Well, not quite. I don't know if you can get away from the weirdos. It seems like you're stuck with at least some of us. True. Weirdos that just like compulsively write poems every stream, I can deal with. There's a level of weird I'm okay with. See the save scene done. Okay, let me think about this. I actually don't necessarily care about being inside here. We've just got like a little base that we can operate out of. To think about... Well, not think about. I'm going to try and use an A-bomb to get some useful things. You've got a great voice for content, very relaxing. Oh, thanks very much. I appreciate that, Isaac. Valheim lady sliding in the DMs. Dude, I wish. No, no, it's like this. I don't even know. It's like, I don't even know the gender of the people. Just people being weird. Nope. Just like, I don't know really how to describe it. It's been a while because like I said, I just like don't engage with online communities anymore. The weirdest stuff isn't directly to do with me, but just like different online friend groups that all end up being like not real. Basically just, I don't know. I can't say too much without it being obvious to people involved. But just weird stuff. People just like, basically people just making up their entire fake lives. And, you know, yeah. Ruining people's lives. That's the worst of it. But but in terms of like people in my DMs personally, it's like, I don't even really know how to describe the sort of weirdos. Just like a lot of like babbling, incoherent messages, often related to Valheim, sometimes not, I don't know. But yeah, people just being kind of weird, I don't know. It's just weird stuff. It's not like anything sexual or anything. Sounds like it would take a lot of effort. Oh, okay, it's not going this way. I don't have free time or inclination to try something like that. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Look, I sent you some of my bathwater one time. You never let me forget it. Yeah, that bathwater just made was so pungent, it made quite the impression. Companies and sponsory stuff, honestly, is also like an issue for me that I have, you know, like I used to, you know, I've lived my life in I talk about it almost every stream, so it's not new to people, so I'm not going to keep going on about it, but I need to stop going on about it, frankly. But I've lived most of my life for like businessy professionalism stuff to be like pointless. You know what I mean? It was always something I hated, not even being involved with it. I kind of didn't grow up like that. I was like, all I cared about most of my life was like being a musician. And I did like music until I discovered like programming and whatnot. And briefly just had a short dev career before getting into content creation. But still, the small amount of times doing like dev stuff was like, still had to deal with like business stuff that I just hated because it was sort of marketing adjacent. And you know, being able to be your own boss as a content creator to me is just like, I get to just behave. I just get to be me, basically. I don't really pretend to anybody. And that includes what times when you're supposed to be professional in the DMs and when like businesses are just assholes and like predatory with content creators. If they approach me about it, you know, yeah, if it becomes a problem, I just I give them shit about it and tell them to go fuck themselves if it comes down to it. But most of the time I obviously just don't reply. But all of that stuff I don't like dealing with, and is another reason why I don't like having too many vectors of contact. Because that's tiring as well. Although, it's definitely, that is less of an issue now. Now we're getting a lot less views since I've not been posting for ages. So it solves one problem at least. What's worse is when people are approaching the DMs and aren't immediately upfront about why they contacted you. And then they force you to fish it out of them. Can't be bothered. Yeah. I like people that are just kind of upfront in life. And, you know, whilst there's definitely being upfront and then there's being, like, overly blunt. And sometimes that you can be kind of an arsehole if you're... I think there's a way to have a good balance of, like, not being an asshole but still being pretty direct. And I'm a pretty direct person, and that has always gotten me in trouble. Some people find that offensive, but I try not to be. Unless I think you're a bad person, and then I won't try to be nice at all. But, you know, I appreciate people that are just direct in general. People are exhausted in life when they're not. It's really nice, by the way, that we got this last bit of core wood. Because now we've got bonfire, which is big. So we're going to use this A-bomb to farm a little bit more. How did you miss? A bit more ancient seed. This guy's hit ratio is diabolical. He's a bronze lobby for sure. Come on. Ow. Oh my god. We just got headshot by a tree. Oh my god. That's so funny. You'd love it here in Finland. The culture here is being upfront and direct, and it's seen as a way to respect the other. No, that's very interesting. I assume you are mature and secure enough to take my feedback without me having to sweet talk and soften you beforehand. That's interesting, you know, because I've always said that out of all of the people I interact with online and people that I've sort of befriended from playing games online, lots of the people I get on with the most, and feel just like I like the most, are from Scandinavia. And I've never totally understood why. It always just feels like, we're kindred spirits sometimes. And there is a funny, weird thing with, I don't know, so people probably don't know, will be people that probably know this in the chat that have been watching a while, but most people probably don't know this. Like, my name online is just my real name, right? A long time I used to go by different like handles and stuff online, and I just was so self-conscious of feeling like I was doing like I never wanted to feel like I was doing a character. Oh, super chat, Poggy.
Death run.
True. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat, Mark. You legend. Thanks for supporting the content, keeping the dream alive, bud. You legend. How you doing? Yeah. So I became overly self-conscious about, like, I never wanted to feel like I was becoming like a character or doing some sort of like persona. And I always kind of felt like whenever I use some different username, I don't know, I overthink things so much that I would start to become conscious of like, oh, am I starting to lean into a certain thing? Foggy.
No skill drain. Take more risks.
True. Thanks so much for another $10 to tell us that, Mark. You legend, mate. I really appreciate the generosity there, dude. Yeah, so anyway, that's why I decided to go by my real name, right? But the funny thing is, like, the origin of my surname is basically like Old English. It's basically almost like Old English slur for like the Viking folk that settled in the hills in England years and years ago. So I always thought, oh, I must have some Scandinavian genetics, and then I did like 23andMe and I'm like 98% British or something like that. Don't think there was any Scandinavian apparently, but I always thought it was kind of what are we going to do here? It always seemed weirdly, oh, we don't need any more of that actually, right? Oh, actually, no, we want more than that. This is becoming a real issue. We need to get we need to get a portal down somewhere. I don't want to drop that. I suppose we can just get that easy. Let's just get out of this swamp for now. But yeah, when I actually did the test, I did it and they didn't find any whatever. It didn't show up as Scandinavian. It's like, oh, that's almost disappointing. But I was like, you know what? It's got to be in there somewhere. We probably go so far back though that it's like untraceable. Hey, Bugs, long time no see. The classic "What's up, Doc?" Whoa! Not seen that in the chat in a while. How's it going, bud? Oh my god. No, I don't have the stamina to do this right now. With this wet... Seriously, I think I'm going to reload to get rid of this wet debuff. He won't tell you until hour 3, but he cannot do much to stop me. There's a few ways you can support Nick, but one's free and takes just a click. Oh my god, I'm going to die whilst reading this. Try exclamation YouTube and click the link. Then comment and say what you think. It matters not your religion, your race, sex, or tribe. Your support is welcome. Please click like and subscribe. Wow. Put quite a lot of effort into that one scene done. That might be your most creative way of spamming chat yet. The mods tell people how to support more than I do. Oh god. How good's this mountain, I wonder? I'm just seeing so many mosquitoes over there. Oh, it's too late. We gotta dodge this guy. I'm gonna die to this fueling if I try to draw this bow. You forgot you was a mod here until this moment. Honestly, it's because genuinely our chat's usually so well behaved, requires very little moderation. And Mike is like a freaking ninja with the band hammer, so none of us get to touch it. Ooh, okay. Oh, you know what? I didn't think about how high the PS of the iron arrows would be. Does make sense to use that against the mosquitoes. You know what? Like, I do normally. What Zenthorn is referring to is that I normally, at the 3-hour mark, remind of people of all the ways they can support. But that ain't gonna happen. Well, it might happen, but I'll be ending around the 3-hour mark today because it's a little late and I'm already starting to melt in this room. Hey Nick, did you try the trophy hunt mods at all? I did give them a try last, like, you know, we did speak about it once and I gave them a try and I thought it was pretty fun. I've not gone back to it since though. We'll do some on the channel at some point. I'm not going to start entering the tournaments right away. I will literally just do the mods for fun. And if I end up really getting into it, maybe I'll do a tournament or something. Feels like a good time to try and get spawned down and do some cooking or something. I guess I'm just going to chop this rock up. Haven't seen you stream in a while. Cheers. Yeah, I've not been streaming much this last year or two, honestly. I have streamed, but just few and far between. And streaming so irregularly definitely doesn't make for like good speedrun practice. But yeah, I'm gonna stream more this year. It's actually my birthday next month. And I was thinking about doing some kind of stream event for it. I just don't know what yet. I haven't streamed like on my birthday in a long time. But at this point in my life, I also don't really do much IRL for my birthday either. It's not much I really would do. I can't drink or anything anymore. For like health stuff. So, I don't know. I might do something online. I was kind of thinking we should do something with the community, but I might try and get some friends of mine involved somehow, even though they're not, like, I don't think any of them are into Valheim, but it could still be funny to get some of my mates involved on a stream around my birthday. And we could maybe do something. I'm just thinking out loud right now, which I keep saying I won't do on stream, but we start to get real about that, innit? I'm probably just always gonna do it. Yeah, maybe we could do something like in Valheim or like on a server together or something, and then like just stream playing games with my friends or something. Valheim or maybe even something else. What? Okay, we just died to what sounded like a fueling archer. Canary hasn't entered any tournaments either, but actually plays Trophy Hunt Trailblazer quite a bit. Would do not destroy my bed. That would not be fun. Actually, what Kat was talking about Finnish people earlier. At some point, I bought that Road to Vostok. I know that probably has like almost zero overlap with the Valheim community, but it's a game that I've been really looking forward to that I've not checked out. That just went into early access. I was thinking about playing some of that at some point. Might stream some of that. But anyway, it's actually made by just one guy, and it's a Finnish dude. He was like an officer in the Finnish military or something, and quit to make this game that he was super passionate about. And the inspiration of the game is to basically like... I think the idea is essentially to do something like... So there was a time in the Escape from Tarkov community where somebody had made a mod to make the game single player, and the developers were like mega against it and boycotted it, but the community loved it, and it caused a whole like fiasco where people were mad at the developers and this, that, and the other. I think it's pretty much inspired by the idea of having like a single player game that's kind of like Escape from Tarkov. But there's clearly lots of inspirations from like other survival games and just sort of like hardcore slash milsim kind of things. You know, there's that whole like line of games that's almost kind of like Stalker, armor slash Daisy slash Escape from Tarkov kind of a thing. But anyway, I just think the guy's story is pretty compelling, and it's super cool that it's just one guy. And it's definitely... Oh god, I just unequipped my bow. It's definitely exactly my kind of game in theory. But I've not played it yet. need to play Road to Vostok as well. Not normally my type of game either, but just in solidarity of a fellow Finn. You know what's so great about this guy in this game is that there is something that seems so humble and genuine about just the guy that I think that's compelling to a lot of people. As someone that has slaved away at game dev for a long time, oh my god. He literally, when I looked at him, wasn't aggroed. And then I looked away and he was on me. You know what I mean? Anyway, as someone that kind of does game dev and stuff myself, and is working on a game in that, I appreciate finding like a solo dev that just seems like a good guy that's trying to do something cool in any context, even if I'm not necessarily into the game. But this is actually an idea that I do think is awesome and actually is quite an inspiration for my own game, even though my own game is indiscernible for it because it's like a, well, it's quite a weird, unique idea, but I guess a way to summarize it would be like sort of like a roguelike Stardew Valley kind of a thing. But nonetheless, a lot of those, like, I really do like extraction shooters. It's just I rarely play them on stream or do videos about them. But I've always thought that it's like kind of like that all those mechanics, that genre, there's almost like really no need for it to be multiplayer. You know what I mean? And it could totally fit into like all kinds of different settings. I mean, you already have stuff like Dark and Darker where that is literally a fantasy. It's basically like D&D. Extraction game. But I do think it's sort of a type of game that doesn't really need to be multiplayer at all, but kind of usually is. Okay. What's up, Justice? You're stopping by the stream, bud. Hope you're doing good. There's a lot of chaos going on right now. I am working on my own game. Yeah, it's really early days, and I'm not working on it like full time or anything, so it's pretty slow progress, but I'm really hyped about it. I think it's gonna be really good, frankly. But basically doesn't exist yet, so it's pretty hard to communicate that at this moment in time. However, I suppose it's just as good a time as any. There's no like build up to announcing stuff like this. I will say the plan is basically there's going to be a website for the game that goes up not mega far from now. And what I'm going to start doing is basically giving out builds of the game for free to anybody on the website. And basically what I'm going to do is I've decided that the way I'm going to develop this game and / promote it is I'm just going to have what is essentially going to be like a series of demos, and there's going to be basically different demos for different things. The first one's probably going to be combat, but then there'll be like a demo for, you know, mining, a demo for crafting, a demo for building, stuff like that, right? And each one is just going to be a self-contained build of the game you can just download for free on the website to help me test it out. And the download is going to come with an app that will allow you to submit feedback directly without having to give away any of your personal information. And I've got prototypes for some of this. So that's the plan. Because the game is not going to be early access, it's just going to be done. I wasn't sure how much of it I wanted to share along the way, but I kind of recently did. You know what? I kind of want to know more about this mountain. I kind of recently decided that I think that's actually what I'm going to do. I just need people playing the game and giving feedback as soon as possible. And I think it'll be a cool way to get people excited. Because I'll be able to get all kinds of like weird little builds in people's hands so they can actually see that it's real. And that I do know what I'm doing, basically. I've been wanting to make my own game too, unlike yourself, and not program at all. I'm a game artist. Oh, that's cool. ChatGPT. Art's one of the hardest things about video games. So that's a really, like, I always say this, like, people that are artists that then have to learn to make a game, those people do super well as, like, indie and solo developers because you have a massive leg up on what is, like, one of the hardest things about sort of setting yourself apart. It actually looks like a really bad mountain. So, we just go. Which engine are you using? Are you making your own? I'm not using an engine. I'm just making the game in Odin. I recently changed from making the game in C to using Odin because I'm just liking the more modern features of the language. So yeah, some people I guess it's debatable whether or not that's making your own engine or not. It is basically. But that, oh yeah, I will just say yes instead of turning into a super deep technical conversation that will bore most of chat. I did start a game dev YouTube channel that I've only posted a few videos on, and this type of conversation there would set the comments on fire. And already has done, so. But yeah, I think some people think of making an engine as basically making something that has to be like, I don't know, kind of, I don't know if commercially viable is really the right word, but basically use, oh, that mountain looks a little bit, we're going kind of backwards there. I think we still go there. That's what we do next. Yeah, I think most people think of making an engine as like there has to be a level editor and a GUI and all of these. They think of basically like Unreal or something ridiculous like that, right? But it's not really true. And never has been. You know, you can just make a game without an engine in any programming language, and it's, if it's like a simple 2D game, it's not actually that crazy. People have just become institutionalized by all of these companies that make engines. And all of the universities that don't teach people properly. But anyway. Let's not wake up the developers and have them start setting chat on fire and crucify me for that. Godot's great though. Fantastic place to start these days. Game Maker is also a fantastic place to start. I did actually make a video on the Game Dev YouTube channel that is actually about this very thing. It's about how to make a game from it, and it's like done, it's targeted at absolute beginners. So if anyone's serious about learning how to make a game, I do actually recommend making that video. Watching that video, sorry. Yeah, artists do well in my experience. It's like basically I kind of hate this aspect of the industry, but personally, but you know, a huge part of just pitching people on your games, whether it's going to be like publishing stuff, which that's the part that I don't even like to think about. I just ignore that it exists. But even just, you know, press or anyone who wants to play your game, really, a huge amount of it is what the game looks like. And I've known multiple people that are like barely, oh my god, barely like technically able to scrape anything together. But you know, but they can make, but like they can still ultimately using all of these tools like get something that works. But like their art's so good that the screenshots and the videos and everything are like perfect, and you know, are still able to get people excited about what they do. Whereas like for programmers, it's like, yeah, okay, big technical advantage, but no one really cares that plays the game about the code. Which is why lots of this new generation of aspiring developers have sort of been taught that none of that stuff matters, which I obviously don't agree with that. I think it does. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. Unless it's so good the graphics don't even matter. Yes. Exactly. That's really what you want. That's the ideal scenario, really. Is oh no, it's teleported me off the frickin' Right, I'm gonna have to call it a day, call it a night pretty soon, chat. We'll probably just get a bed down on this next island, and I'll have to wrap up for this evening. It's been a nice stream, though. Yeah, apologies for sort of streaming slightly shorter tonight, but I just started really late. I'll try and start earlier next time. Let me see actually whilst we sail if I can. Maybe get a link to this video in case anyone is interested. That's the how to make a game video. If anyone is actually interested, they might want to be curious about making games or whatever. Subscribed? Oh, thank you. I'm still not sure if, like, I still wonder about posting stuff like that on my main channel, but I think I don't know. At some point, I will definitely have to start doing posts on the main channel where I mention that I'm making this game, just because it makes sense to promote it. Oh no! Wait, no! What? What? How was it so low on health? Oh no. Okay. Uh-oh. Did I just unknowingly actually do too much damage? Or had it taken a bunch of damage? Because I feel like that was way too soon. I was definitely yapping too much. But I think it must have been the Grey Dwarves, right? It seemed too early. I'm normally like used to how much I have to hit it. Didn't they remove the reload trick for water? Yeah. But we can still survive longer a little bit. Just have to wait to heal, to regen. It was nerfed, but must have been the Grey Dwarf thing. Get another health food on the go. Should be able to gain like another couple of stamina as well. Yeah, we will have gained way more than a couple. Do we just discover a new scuffed strat in the game? Here we go, chat. Let's fill our stamina bar. This is gonna be like the cheesiest thing ever. Oh, we only got one stamina out of it that time. Well. Our bed isn't in that bad of a spot. I'm just waiting until I get a little bit more health. Once I get to like 30, I'm gonna give it another go. I'm really trying to think of some other way out of this right now, but... Well, we can't end the stream here. Well, we're becoming like non-verbal. I think this is, we just have to do this. I mean, it's going to take ages. We could just go back and try and sail again, but the problem is it could take just as long because of the leather. Now, the fastest way to get leather on that island would be to go to the fueling camp and deconstruct the tanning rack. But doing that with like no armor and no mats all over again, we may just end up in a whole different death loop. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, it's more short, but yeah, more boring. Yeah. It's just, we're not that far, that's the thing. That's the thing. Maybe we just try spamming relog for a while. There was one time where we got something like 6 stamina, and one time when we got like 1. The reason why is because every logon starts with this little stand-up animation. And if that happens at the same time that there's like a big wave, your character will be in the air for longer, basically. So, oh, you see, like that probably resulted in more stamina. It did a little bit. The only thing about this... Oh, no. Oh, no. I just spammed enter, that's all. So, this has been something that I don't think anyone's really been onto except for like Archie years ago in Valheim speedrunning. It's actually always been suspected that if you wait and it's always been suspected that there's a way to time the relog that's slightly faster. It's like if you just spam it, sometimes it seems like you get a little bit of added load screen. So we got like 4 stamina that time. But the question is, obviously just waiting, we get like 1.9 HP. Maybe I could actually go more health food. Again. .3 now. May actually just be faster to wait for our health to regen. Yeah, I know it regenerates faster than the actual stamina thing. But I was meaning like in general, we might just want to wait. The reason I was spamming the stamina though is to like, if you get lucky, you gain a lot more stamina. It's like, you know, if you just spam it, if you get lucky, you might, you know. Like one time we got like 6 stamina. That would actually be faster probably. Oh, we just got 4 point summit health just then. But yeah, I might even just wait. 4.5 now. Yeah, I might even just wait till the health bar's full, you know. You know what? There's this feature in YouTube chat, which if you guys didn't know, I stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. We're wanting to try where you can start a Q&A. Why is it telling me to say something? What does this do? I was going to type Q&A. I can't type Q&A, one sec. I want to see what this YouTube feature does whilst we wait. Start Q&A. Alright chat, I don't know what this does. Knock yourself out with that, whatever that Q&A feature does. It looks like it's created a list for me of questions. Seems pretty interesting. Oh god, it was a fish. I thought we were just getting frickin' serpented. Honestly, like now it is 4.5. It's way more obvious. We just wait because our health bar is filling up so much now. This is actually totally not that bad. Has anyone figured out how to do Q&A? This is me just being kind of like ADD. We're having to wait in game, so I'm just like spam clicking things in the chat. What are these goal things even? 10 super chats. That seems like ambitious. Super chat colors that count? This is all weird. Timer 30 minutes. I don't know. Right. You don't see it on YouTube? Oh God. Almost. Excuse me. Zenthorn, what is an interesting place name that makes you laugh? Wetwang. Classic. Stupid British town name. I feel like we have some of the stupidest, like, old-timey place names in the UK, to be honest. Cockermouth, Wetwang. Don't know any of these places or what goes on in any of these places. I just know they exist. Alright, whilst we wait for this next health bar, I'm going to test out this goal thing. Although, do not feel pressured to do it, chat. I just want to see what this actually does. Share. Wait, what the fuck? So this... I've just clicked this goal button at the top of YouTube chat. There's all these like new chat features that I've not messed around with. And it has like a default thing that I was just going to click to go. But it says share how you will celebrate. And it says I'll host a Q&A session. What are people's chats normally? I feel like isn't my like chat, we're normally doing a QA session. Plus we already said we already did a QA session. I tell you what, right? No, I know. I'm gonna set the ultimate goal. If I'm gonna follow like YouTube's template of success. There is a grey dwarf just waiting for us on the coast, by the way. She's like so ominous in this situation. Let's not let Twitch chat miss out. What kind of weird shit can we do in the Twitch chat now? I normally like ignore like weird platform features. I feel like as a content creator, it's just a distraction and a way to get you institutionalized into whatever multi-billion-dollar corporation. But let's see. What can we do, chat? Oh, we'll say by comparison, the Twitch interface is fucking terrible. Did they? I thought they had it like a whole UI for doing like polls and stuff. What happened to that? Got full health anyways. There we go. I didn't know about either of those until now. Yeah. I think mods can start polls, right? Or do I have to give you the ability to do that? You just do /poll and press enter and it does open the menu, but there's no button for it. You standing on a fish and loaded in? Or was that? I wasn't looking. Yeah, it's so funny. Like, there are little random ways you can get extra stamina. Oops. Nice. Thank you, chat, for telling me this is the most exciting gameplay. I guess it's as good a time as any, considering we are past the 3-hour mark, to remind everybody of all of the ways that you can support the content and help keep it alive. The best way that you can support is on Patreon at patreon.com/NickRawcliffe. Patreon is the best way that you can actually support financially because it allows you to do a monthly donation, sort of like a Twitch sub, as that you can do it for any amount that you want, even as little as $1. You can get a link by doing !Patreon, or it's normally pinned in chat or in the description. In exchange to joining the Patreon, you get access to 2 private Valheim servers. We have a no-wipe Valheim build server that has been going for years now, has never been reset since the very early days of Valheim. And there's also a survival server that we do wipe when basically Iron Gate adds new biomes to the game, so it's not mega often. But yeah, you get access to that. And we do occasionally play on there on stream, but you get to play with the rest of the community as well, of course. The build server, I think, is one of the best around. But some insane builds on there. It's crazy. You can also just do regular donations, !Donate. Link in the description for that. It's the best way to do a one-off contribution. YouTube members as well get access to random behind-the-scenes content. We sometimes stream random games or just post like a random video or something. I do want to do more for YouTube members in the future. I'm thinking about trying to make YouTube member streams into more of a regular thing, but also like, I don't know, more special somehow. I've not figured it out yet. But anyway, you can do that. And also, obviously, like super chats and Twitch subs and bits and all that good stuff. Emotes. You can also support for free. Some of the best ways to support don't cost anything. We've got full health again. The best way you can help me out completely for free is actually just by going to the YouTube channel and smashing like on the YouTube stream and subscribing to the YouTube channel. YouTube is like, oh my god, we're going to die to Grey Dwarfs. It's like my main source of income, and it's so algorithmically driven that literally it really helps just clicking those buttons on YouTube. Even if you're watching on Twitch, it's the best way to help me out for free. Just do ! YouTube, head over there. Let me concentrate a little bit here because we might die. No, 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 no. Jesus Christ, that was close. Also, don't forget to join the Discord. It's the number one best way you can make sure you don't miss any live stream or video. ! Discord, link in the description for that. I do stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time as well. So, if you'd rather watch on a different platform, you can find the links for that and all that good stuff. And that's pretty much everything, right, chat? Alright, let's get our bed down. That was crazy. We lost all of our wood on that boat because it was most of our wood. Oh my god. I was literally just thinking maybe actually killing some of these Grey Dwarves is one of the best ways we can get some wood right now. That Grey Dwarf literally looked like it just appeared. Oh god, such a terrible miss. Spear throws are terrible since I've come back to streaming. Okay. Nice. I'm just gonna slap this down here. This down here. Alright, bingo. Safe. Quote unquote safe. Alright. I'm going to pause the timer. And we will continue on the next session with our Valheim no reset run. That was pretty fucked losing that boat. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to matter that much. It wasn't like a massive amount of time. It was nowhere near as bad as losing our spawn. Or bed and being sent back to spawn. So all in all, pretty solid session that we got those totems. And we did a bit more exploring. And we got some good fine wood. We're actually not in that bad of a state now. Things are looking pretty good. So yeah, I will continue with part 3 pretty soon. That was actually pro level gaming, definitely faster than sailing back. All of that was well played. Oh, thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Yeah, so these weird, totally weird, unintuitive strats that just seem kind of tedious. You can get you out of some weird situations. Thanks for the stream. Next time you start early enough, it would be cool to finish again with an hour of something else. Yeah, I like the idea of just streaming a different game at the end of Valheim sessions like we did last time. We probably would do that. It's just, yeah, it's just a little late. And yeah, well, I'll just start earlier next time. That's the only reason. It's a short stream tonight. Thanks for the stream. Have a good night. Thanks, COH. Appreciate that. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the stream, Nick. You're welcome, Kai. I appreciate that. I'll have to come and check out your content. See what you're up to at some point. Appreciate you stopping by. Thanks, everybody. Good content still. Enjoy the rest of the day. Oh, thanks, mate. I'm going to get some sleep. And I'll be back streaming some Valheim very soon. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to smash the like and all of that on YouTube. And I'll see you guys very soon. Night, guys. Have a good one. Bye.